What you're going to watch is a short clip of our 1 hour full podcast. What we have done is we have picked up one small topic of interest so that you can just focus on that particular topic. But you can still watch the full podcast at the screen. A link is given. So there are so many moving blocks here, so many stakeholders. So you must be facing a lot of challenges. So what are the typical challenges you face and how do you navigate them?
The major challenge that I face is handling difficult stakeholders. Because sometimes when you deal with so many different people, understanding them, their perspective, sometimes it's a bit difficult. But because I have a lot of patience, and that's what I say to every business analyst, that they should have a patience, calmness, listen to your stakeholders carefully, patiently, understand them, show empathy towards them. And that's how I try to manage these difficult conversations. I use conflict resolution skills as well while dealing with those people. But yeah, it is challenging. And the second thing is sometimes changing requirements is also a challenge, right? And almost all BAs faces this challenge. But with Agile, we have a flexibility to accept a new change requirement. But what I believe is that we should have a proper governance process defined, which should be accepted by all your stakeholders, and we should follow that. If you are getting any change request, it should be assessed to see the impact on overall project, and then determine whether this change request can be accepted, rejected, or deferred for the release. Obviously, business analyst can't make that decision. Yeah. They have to involve stakeholders, but business analyst can influence based on their impact assessment.
One of the challenges which people ask also is that, let's say there is a change request and you have to give the estimation to the client. So how do you deal with the technical team? Because you may not be very familiar with the coding or the back-end work. Okay, so how do you kind of get that correct estimation without being underestimated or overestimated? Any thoughts on that?
So, collecting estimations from the tech team is not that easy. It's not about going to them asking how much time it will take. It's all about understanding the context, explaining the detailed requirement to the development team, and clarifying their doubts. That's how we estimate our requirements. So, many a times we don't get a detailed requirement from our stakeholders. So when we have limited information, we go for ROM size, which is t-shirt size estimates. Sometimes we also do hourly estimations. So based on the context, based on the requirement, the size of the requirement, we decide which estimation method we should be using. So that's how we approach the estimation process.
So one of the things which many people talk about is that our business analysts only for capturing requirements and doing the documentation. Okay, IABA definition definitely puts it much beyond that. Okay, so how do you think business analysts who are currently working into that kind of a role, doing documentation and only capturing requirements, how can they move up the value chain? What do they need to show or prove so that they can go up and maybe contribute more to the overall benefits to the client?
So when I talk to a lot of people, their understanding is that business analyst is just bridging the gap between business and technical team. So they just gather the requirement, document it, and communicating to the development team. That's their job. But it is not true. So business analyst goes beyond that. Business analyst gathers the requirement. Gathering requirement is also a challenge. So they conduct several elicitation activities with different stakeholders. They conduct interviews, workshop, brainstorming sessions. They understand the requirement. they do the analysis on that requirement, what is required, what is not required, and then they create a formal documentation for the development team. Not only for the development team, because there are multiple stakeholders involved in reviewing those documentation, so they create artifacts for all of them, creating process models, data flow diagram, use cases. So they create multiple artifacts for the team, and they communicate that to the respective stakeholders. After that, they are involved in clarifying the doubts of developers. They are involved in reviewing the test cases of testers. So business analyst role is not limiting to collecting the requirement and sharing that with the development team, but throughout the software development life cycle, business analyst is supporting the entire team and getting and ensuring that the solution is delivered correctly and as per the expected business need.
Yeah, correct. That is very important. So basically, they can also contribute by solving the client problems. They understand what clients are looking for, and then ensuring that it is actually addressed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is something which people can use and go up the value chain.
Yes.
Okay. So that was the section where we talked about the working as a business analyst. Now let's move on to the career paths. Okay. So broadly speaking, how the career paths for business analysts look like?
So it all depends on their interest. Because business analyst role is, I feel that there are a lot of options available for business analysts to move into different roles. If business analyst is more interested in understanding the product, they can go for product owner role. If business analyst is interested in doing and going to the leadership role, they can go for BA manager role. They can go for principal BA role. They can lead the program. Business analyst can go for scrum master role as well, provided they have that potential and skill. So there are various options available for business analysts to move to different roles. It all depends on their interest.